Hello everyone, Key of W, Artisan of Glimmith. I'm going to have fun. Going to have fun. Alright, so I'm back here at the compass area. There's only 5 more puzzles left in this thing. And they're basically all going to be 5s and so on and so forth. So I'm going to take the difficulty 5s up and see what we got. Is this a useful thing to say here? Is this a useful thing, the 0? I have a feeling the 0s include this 0 as well. I have a feeling those are included just for the look, so that every single compass has 4 numbers on it. That's my guess, because I feel that even somebody as brain dead as myself will know that we're not going to have any cells to the left of this compass. I can be pretty confident with that, and this one's not going to have any cells below. But anyway, in case the compass is not something you know, you jumped in and you're watching this video and you haven't watched the entire series, which frankly it's just too long of a series, but whatever at this point. If you've been following along the whole time, that's really nice of you. But if not, let me just go over the compass again. So the idea is it's counting cells in the direction here. It says north, south, east, or west, I guess, because up, down, left, and right just doesn't work anymore. But it doesn't count the cells directly to them, because otherwise this would be easy, just 6 cells this way, right? 1, 2, 3, whatever. But these are also 6 cells to the left, right? So it's counting anything to the left of those things. So I should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh god. Let me count that again. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I've got 7 compasses, and then I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I've got to figure out how to make 2 compasses work. At least. It's possible that there is a rose window that doesn't touch compass, but it is also possible that it's just, yeah, it's possible that I have like red and purple go together, yellow and green go together, and then there's a thing. I don't know. My voice feels ugh. I woke up today and my voice is like, "Rrr." Suddenly I actually sound like a man. Where do I start with this one? I've just been looking at it. I think the premise of this puzzle is actually really interesting. This is a really interesting premise. The trouble is I don't know where to look to begin. Here might be a good place to start. This purple section, this purple compass here. I need to see 5 cells on this bottom row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's 8 by 8. Yeah, it should be 8 by 8. 57 plus the 7 I have here, 64. Yeah, just make sure I count that right. I need to see 5 of the cells of the 8. This needs to see 1 of the cells. These 2 can't possibly be together. These 2 can't, right? Those can't happen. But these 2 could go together. If they don't, if I assume that the purple and the blue are separate sections, like right, I could grab these 3. Let's get this a lighter purple color. I'd have to grab 2 more. And in order to grab 2 more, I'd have to get on this side of it. And the trouble is, well, first of all, there's no way to grab. This is the smallest I can make this section, this purple section, grabbing 5 below me. That is the absolute smallest, and it's going to overload this. So there is no way that this purple does not become the blue. So there is no blue, basically. Let me actually just say there is, yeah. These are the same unit. The trouble is, I don't know, I can't immediately tell if it's going to take all of these. It's possible that it's going to be some other thing, but... Oh, hold on a second. I can only get 1 cell to the right of this guy. So I need 5 cells on the bottom. There is no way to get 5 cells without crossing that line. You see what I'm saying? Therefore, 1 of the 5 cells will be on this side. But as soon as I have 1 of the 5 cells on this side, this one will be complete. Therefore, it is in fact all of these cells. So this 5 is complete. I wish there was an easy way to mark it. I can say like check mark, yay, but now I can't read what I'm saying there. But this is now complete. This is complete. We can't go to the right any further. In fact, we can't go up here either. So now, This is really clever. I really like this puzzle. I am enjoying what it is. I hope it stays as cool as it is. But like, this is a really cool break-in. So now I need one more cell to the left of this. Ah, okay. Let me think about it this way. So this compass tells me I need 2 cells on the left. We have 1 cell on this lower end. Could I ever put a wall here? The answer is no, because if I don't take this as the second cell, I'm going to have to do something like this. I'm ignoring this top cell. I'm going to have to do something like this. I will create a little orphan Annie here. So I need to take this cell. This takes care of this 2 and this 5. This 5 isn't taken care of. I got 3 over here. So I've got the circle and the triangle. I need a square. It's probably going to be this square. And in fact, is there any way I reach another square? To reach this square over here, I have to overload the 5 and this 1. There's just no way. There's just no way to do it. To reach that square is an overload. In fact, I'd have to be a square up in these areas, but I'd overload this upper 2. So I have to grab this one as well. So now I just need one more. It's not going to be there. I just need one more cell that's above. Now it could be over here. I only need 2 more cells to the right. So I could do something like this. I could also do something like that. Oh, hold on. I gotta consider now I have this fella. Okay. So on the left I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can only have 2 more cells to the left of this line. Which means if I bring this cell up here, I now need 2 cells to the right of here. Yeah, this would yeah. So it would have to be like this, and now this 5 is massively overloaded. So this is the only way to do it, it looks like. Yeah, this fills all of that in. Okay. Now, I think from this we are going to determine that, in fact, we will have a rose window section that is not part of a compass. And the reason I come to that conclusion is, look at this guy here. We can only take 1 cell in this row, which is totally fine. It means there's 2 cells in this row that are not taken. But this one can't reach. We can only have 2 cells below. This one can't reach. We only have 4 cells below. It'll never reach. This one can't reach. This one can't reach. None of these can reach down here. Therefore, there is a group down here that doesn't touch a compass. So, starting with this cyan region, let's make it a lighter cyan. We can take 1. If I do this here, if I say that the 1 cell is not here, that means this is a separate region that has to come out. And if it came out this way, there's now no way for this guy to get to, like, no, honey. So it would have to be, but yeah, so we can't do that. We can't put a cell there. We have to make this be the cell. That's that. Now I could do this. Actually, if I put a wall here, there'd be no way to get a cell to the right of this compass without also taking 2 cells above it, at least. So I've got to do that. This one, though, I could put a wall here. Because I've got this 2, I can always do that. In fact, that's probably what I will do. Yes, because if I take this cell up here, the only cells I can make are to the left, and now I don't have a circle. So this must be the cyan section. So I will have a section down here that isn't any of these. It's probably going to be this section. That's what I'm going to guess here. Let's see. Can I do better than this? I need 5 of these, 9 of these, 2. With this, seeing 5 of these cells, right? Which ones are we going to see with this green section? I think it could be these 5. The only other set it could be is these 5, right? Oh, hold on. Whatever's down here, let me make it a darker blue section. It's got to come out here. And it can't be this section because it'll overload. So this actually is to take these 5 cells. So, yeah, just making it lighter green. I feel like I just need the colors to be a little lighter. That would be my suggestion. I am full of suggestions for the devs where they can stick it in a lot of ways. But my kind of suggestion is, it's not so much you need a colorblind mode. You just need the colors to just, on the whole, be a lot lighter. Because the darker colors can make it a little bit harder to see, especially the boundary lines. That's just my thing. That's really minor. It really doesn't matter. That's just an aesthetic thing. It improves the game, but the game is fine without that change. Anyway, this happens. We need 1 more cell below. It can be anywhere. We don't totally sure. We just know we can't have any more cells to the right, which is impossible anyway. Probably going to take this circle, because if not, then how on earth are we going to get 9 cells up here without... We'd have to just do something up there. But I don't know for sure. I'm not going to make the assumption. It means we got to bring this one out. It's going to touch this. It's going to touch this one, right? This blue region I've made has to touch that square. Because if it doesn't touch this square, who does? So it's got to touch that square and that square. Now, this could be the green, or we could have some other thing like... I don't know. It's probably not this. But, probably going to be that. If not, this wouldn't work because we have to bring this out. So actually, if I said this was the case, if I said this was a blue, I think we're going to break the puzzle. Because this would be, we'd have to get, this couldn't be the cell. This couldn't be the cell. This would be the closest we could get on this lower cell, which is great for the blue, but now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I'm going to overload. I'm always going to overload the green. So the green needs to take this one. I'm not 100% confident on that, but that feels right. That feels like the right move. I just don't see how I do it any differently. I think that's what we have to do. Pretty sure blue's just going to take these. That's my guess, but it's... Yeah. Blue's got to take these. This section that I've made. Unless I somehow have even more sections that go together. Even more compasses. Because it's possible all these compasses are separate. But if any of these other ones are connected... then I could have a different section take these. But otherwise, we can't get the yellow, orange, red, or green into this place. So if it isn't blue, then it's a new section that isn't connected to a compass. All right. Can I? Okay, let's see if I can connect any of these compasses. This one won't connect to anything. Right? By the time it gets over to one of these, it's going to massively overload anything I have. So this is its own. Can any of these match? Now, yellow and orange can't go together. Here's why. It's the 3 on the top and the 5 on the top. If these two are connected, it means I have to have 5 up here, but that will be 5 above that. So no to that. So these can't connect. Can orange connect to red? The 6 and the 4 actually aren't a problem. We can do this because now we just need 4 under here. And because we already have these two, it'll add up. So something like this will be fine. Actually, these can connect to each other. Red and yellow cannot connect because any 4 below this is also 4 below that. So these two are the only possible connection. And I feel like I'm being baited now into doing that. See what I mean? So if I do this here, I'd take 4 cells. I'd have to take these 2. Pretty sure. Because if I don't, somebody else takes them, and then how do I get 4 cells in there? So I have to take these 2. Let's say we take those. So right, this fills out the 4 and the 6. Now what we need is 8 and 5. Well, I have 1, 2... this is where it breaks. This is where it breaks. Okay, you can't connect these two. Because 8 above here, I already have 4, so I only need 4 more above. But I actually need 5 more from this, so anything I do is going to overload. So... that is good news. That means we cannot connect any of these compasses to each other. And we need 6 regions total. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That means this... I do have to connect 2 to each other. How do I do that? Right, I worked out we needed 6 regions total. We had 7 compasses, so 2 compasses had to connect. But... I need a region down here that doesn't connect to any compass. So I do need to connect 2 more to each other. Because there's no way down here, right? There's just no way to fill all these in. So how would I connect these to each other? This is the most likely one to go. Well, it won't be that path then. It'll be something more like that. Oh no, it would have to be this path. This is the only way to get the 6 and the 4 to match. But now the 8 and the 5 doesn't. Have I done something horribly wrong? This must be correct so far. Uh-oh. Like, this feels right, but now I need, because I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 regions, so something must connect. This can't possibly connect to any thing. Like, even if I take out, I'm going to reset for just a second, but I'm not actually going to reset. This cell can't touch any compass. Touching this compass is going to overload no matter what we do. Because if I say it's the only one here, that means I would have to do this, and now it's always going to overload. Can't touch that one. Can't touch that. It's way too far away. Can't touch this. It's too far away. Can't touch this. It's too far away. The only way would be, yeah, we'd have to, yeah, there's just no way. This one can't touch because it's too far below. And then this one, these two can't touch. So we do have a unit that is not part of a thing. So I need more of these to touch each other. Which ones can touch? Oh dear. This still feels like the right choice. I haven't miscounted. I've got to have, yeah, I've got 3 more circles, and I've got to figure it out with 4 more regions. Something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 5 above this, and I've only got 1 above that, so this is going to overload. I'm dumb. That's what I gotta do. For some reason, I was focused very, very hard on the 6 and the 4. This is what it was. I was focused on the 6 and the 4, and I was going, the only connection here must be straight down, right? Must be through here. Because if I move this down, for instance, at all, like this, well, I still need 4 below this, but I already have 4 below that, so only 1. So I needed to get it so the 6 connects to the 4 without going through any of these spaces. So I was like, well, the obvious move here... Shoot. The obvious move was through here. But, like, no, I just needed to not move through those. I can go around. And by going around, I now have 1, 2, 3. These cells. 1, 2, 3. Above this means now I need 5 more, and that's 5 more. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have this. We also have 2 to the right, so we can't do that. We have 6 below. We know we don't have 6 below yet, but we can't do this because we need to make sure these are the only 2 that are between here and there. 1, 2, 3. We have everything there. The 8 to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need 3 more, so I think this is it. This actually solves it. There we go. That's how we do it. And now we got to fill everything in with the yellow and the green. And the blue. The blue can take any other space, but blue has to take these because now nothing can reach. This is the only compass that we got left. So I need 5 to the left, and it's these 5. I've already got 1 above. I need to take that one. I need to take this one because it's the only triangle left. I need to take that because it's the only square left. So I have 2 below, so I can't go below at all. I can take this, and we'd be good. Now this here needs 6 to the left, which there are only 6 to the left, and so we gotta take that. That's really clever. This is one of my favorites. I'm glad I started with this puzzle today. See, individually, these puzzles are usually fine to good. There's some that individually, no matter the context, I will say are bad puzzles. I'm not gonna go so far as to say every puzzle in this game is good. It's really hard to do that when you have 1,200 of them. But I will say there's some really good puzzles in here. I just find that the presentation of this game is awful. It's just, you have so many good puzzles, and you're blowing it. All right. Oh, god damn it. No. No, we've got... Alright, we'll do a match puzzle. Okay, so how many cells are I got? 80 cells. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, no. We're going to have cells that aren't part of compasses. Alright, 80. They're not going to be dominoes because dominoes, like, we can't fill any of these in with dominoes. We can't have triominoes. That doesn't go into 80. So you can have tetraominoes. That goes into 80. But okay, if we have if we have tetrominoes, what tetromino would have 3 to the left and 3 above? We couldn't have a piece here or there, right? We'd have to add only 3 more pieces, right? That would get us to a tetromino. But any piece we add, like obviously we can't add pieces that don't contribute to both of these numbers, which would mean we'd have to somehow diagonally jump to here and make that the tetromino. So no. Get rid of that. So now we can go to pentomino. Are we have 5? If we have 5s, that gives us 40 of, not 40 of them, that gives us 20 pentominoes. Pentominoes are possible with this. So something like this here is a pentomino we could do. Is there any other type we could do? All right, so this is the thing with this type of thing. I don't know how to rule out anything else. Like, what if it's an 8? It can't be a 6, can't be a 7, right? Our factors of 80, right? Factors. We have 1, which isn't going to happen. 2 isn't going to happen. 4 isn't going to happen. 5 could happen, so we know that it's not those. 6 is not a factor of 80. 8 is a factor of 80. Potentially an 8, that's pretty restrictive because we have such small numbers here, most of our stuff. But I can't see anything in this puzzle that rules out an 8 right now, or even a 10. Because I could just say, like, okay, we had this, and now I just have to make sure we don't have anything there, and then we have that kind of thing, right? It's not this shape, obviously, but like you see, I can make a 10 shape. So the amount of busy work I would have to do to definitively say at this point in the puzzle it's not a 10 is like just looking at it is like looking at having to do my taxes. I don't want to do that shit. I will pay someone else to do it. Like, I cannot believe a person designed this and said, yeah, that's fun. I just can't believe that. God, all the fun I've had this episode is gone now. I've got to do one of these bullshit puzzles. All right, 10 is a possible. Now, factors beyond 10. Well, 12 is not a factor. It doesn't go into 80. 15 doesn't go into 80. The next factor up is going to be 16. And at that point, I feel like you're joking if this is 16. 16 goes into 85 times, and there's 6 compass things, which means somehow I'd have to have 2 compass symbols here that touch. Anything larger than that is even dumber. 20, you're telling me there's 4 symbols? There's just not going to happen. So it seems to me like I am going to guess. I am going to guess which one of these is correct. Now, the guess is an educated guess, but it is a guess. And it's going to be that. The reason I'm guessing this is it's the easiest one to guess. If this turns out not to be workable, I will find out through trial and error. And I should make clear, I have never made clear this entire series. There is nothing like logically wrong with making a puzzle game that requires trial and error. There's nothing wrong with that on the face of it. However, this game did say very, very early on that every puzzle can be solved purely with logic and requires no guessing. If I were making a game, I would not have made that claim. I would have just let people play the game and figure it out. Because then, if a player, such as myself, looks at this kind of puzzle and figures this is the only path forward, and it kind of feels like I'm guessing, I don't blame the devs anymore because they didn't tell me I wasn't supposed to do that. But since the devs have told me there's no guessing, and here I am guessing, the only thing I can say is either I'm a big dum-dum, and honestly, if you're playing a game feeling like a big dum-dum, don't do that. You shouldn't be playing games that make you feel like a big dum-dum. The other option is the devs are big dum-dums. Another bad, we don't want to play games made by dum-dums, so don't do it. Don't sit here and tell me how brilliant your puzzles are. Do not do that. Because here I am with this. This is called guessing. I know it looks like logic because I wrote a bunch of numbers down and I'm using some big fancy adult words, but this is a guess. So, let's start with this guess. Now with these 3s, I'm sure I cannot take a cell left or to the right or below. Because if I do so, I have 3 more cells left. They all have to be up here. I can't connect to them. So we have to do this. Now, if I move to the left, for instance here, that means I still need 3 cells above. I can never have another cell over here, and I can't have one there if I move to the left. I need 3 above and 2 more to the left. This is the only option. Let's suppose we didn't do that. Suppose we did this. If we move up here, I need 3 to the left, but I only need 2 more above. So I would need this shape. This shape works? Yes, this shape works. So those are the 2 options I would have. Which means these 3 are always part of it. Actually, these 4 are always part of it. So the question is, do I have this cell or do I have that one? That is the only question that we have involved. So can I make this all with C shapes? I do not think so. Here's why. Because if I make this C shape, I would have to put a C shape here. And either way, I create an orphan cell. So P shape would be what we have here. Is there any way to make this a P shape? I don't think so. Right here, I need 1 cell above. If it was this one, I would have to do... that's fine. That's fine there. That's fine. So we're in guess land, but we're doing it. We're making the guesses. This is fine. So this is working out really well, which makes me think I am correct. We do in fact have P shapes. But like, you see how to arrive at this, you do have to just make an assumption. I don't know how I was supposed to get to this without just kind of guessing. This kind of seems like the one to do. All right. This can't move to the left. It can 2 down. Feels like this is the way. That's also the way. There's a couple ways to do this. 1 above, 2 to the right. If I said this was the wall, I couldn't move this way. Yeah, because it has to be 1 above. So it'd have to go like this. It would have to be that. It will not go to the right. So it would go this way. It'd be up. But then now I have 3 to the right. So we do have to, in fact, do this. And now it's that. 2 to the right is like this. So we get that. This needs 2 to the left and the right. So I think with this one, if I were to put a wall here, how would I get 2 above? The only way would be like that with this P shape, which breaks. That goes up. Now if I put a wall here, I'm screwed. So that goes there, which means I can't do that. I have to have 1 more above. It will be here. So now, either there or here. I think this is the correct one. This would not be correct because now I need a P shape here, and what do I do there? So this is the P shape there. That is there. This one to fit in the best is going to be like that. Now, I think I can get it from here just by just guessing like where's the best place to put P shapes. Yeah? Like this? You see what I'm saying? Yeah, we're good. So like this puzzle on its own is not terrible. Like I hate these so much. But this isn't like immediately terrible. However, the way to solve this looks like what I just did. You look at this, you count the cells, which isn't too bad because it's a regular rectangle. So you can do some multiplication instead of counting individual cells. But you look at this and you have to figure out, well, what are the factors? Well, here's all the factors. There's no way to definitively, from just looking at it, rule out anything except these 3. 1's not possible, 2's not. It's not going to happen. 4 isn't going to happen because of this guy. So it could be any of these, right? Now, these ones up here were like, no way. There was no way. But like with the 8s, the way for me to definitively say it wasn't an 8 would be to try a bunch of 8s until nothing worked. That's called guessing. That's just what that is. So like, this is far and away not the worst match puzzle. But it is still a guessing puzzle, and I've been told I don't have to guess. So either I was a stupid idiot who did this puzzle wrong, or the game developers just don't know what it means to guess. They just don't know what trial and error means. They just don't know that. And that just irritates me. Like, it wouldn't be as irritating if the devs had not said anything. If they just let me play the game and I go, yeah, I kind of have to guess the answer to this puzzle. But who cares? They didn't say I didn't. Maybe that's how it goes. There's plenty of puzzle games that are brilliant that nevertheless require guessing, and that's a part of the game. That's totally fine. Just don't tell me it isn't. Okay. This one's interesting. We gotta have 6 above. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. These 6 are good. Like, these 6 are good. Trouble with grabbing this, right? So now I have a huge shape here. So my guess is I'm going to grab these. but I don't know after that. This one is also interesting. We definitely can't have a shape to the right. So if I were to put a wall here, let's say, I think we're going to break the puzzle because now I can't possibly get this cell over here. I'd have to go through. It's just not going to happen. And to get it over here means I have at least 2 cells on the left. So this is going to go up. And now going to the left here, it could be, yeah, it could be here or there or there. Actually, I'm going to think about it. Cells below. If I said, no. Okay, cool. If I said, nah. Well, I only have 2 cells below, so it's got to be like that. So here, if I make this the cell, right, to the left, how do I get 3 cells below? I can't do any more to the left, and I can't do any more to the right. And that's only 2 cells. So that actually is where the wall goes. Now I do this, and either these 2 cells or these 2 cells. So these 2 go here. This is going to be interesting because we cannot bring this together. So there we go. This is now either the Y pentomino or the L pentomino. I'm not totally sure on this, but that means this is also a Y or an L pentomino, and it's going to have to move up and down like this. That cannot possibly be right. This could be, if we had the L, how would I do this? Is it possible to do... No, because like if I can't do this kind of stuff. How do I, like, what if I avoided this cell? Is there any way to get 3 below? There isn't, because only was 1. So it looks like I got to do this. If I make this a Y cell, then I could potentially do something like this. Because the problem with something like this is, like, now I can't, this cell is not going to do it. So I've got to do something here. I also can't reach this one. This at least, like, okay. I could also, I see, hold on, an L shape could work. An L shape could work like this. And now, this cell can work by coming all the way around. I feel like I'm in this position simply because I just can't think of anything else, rather than this is a logical deduction, but it feels right. So now I just have to make sure I don't have big L shapes here, which is good. So this guy's going to come out and around. Now, I've got 3 above. I need to get 1 over here, and I can only add 3 more pieces, so it's got to be this. That's the only way. Okay, well now this piece has to be, right here, this has got to be a domino. It can't be a single because then this doesn't have anywhere to go. It's got to be a domino. It means this is a domino. Oh, let's make it there. This has got to be this monster of a piece. So... yeah, this is different. So now we've got to have 2 singles here. This feels weird. Alright. Now with this shape, if I take this shape into there at all, it's just never going to have space. So I can't bring it to either of those. So I have to take all of these. Oh man, this is tricky. I think actually this is the shape. That's the shape. So now, this one down here isn't too bad. Let me make a different color. This is the shape, and now we have another single. I need 2, and it's got to be that, so we've got more singles there. This is a weird-ass puzzle. I need 7 and 1, so it's got to be that. And then this one is just complete. Hey! There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That was a weird puzzle. I think I like it, but it was weird. I think the game needs more of this. I don't know. That's just a weird... I don't know. That's just impulse. I feel like because this one was just surprising, I kind of like... especially after 1,000 puzzles, I just want something weird to happen. I've got plenty of puzzles where it's just like this really cold, hard logic, and those are great. Those are some of my favorite puzzles. But after 1,000 of that... I just want something to happen. And this was something that happened. I'm going to give him points for that. 2 more of these and I'll be done with this section for now. Oh my god, there's just so many. There's just too many puzzles here. I just don't know how else to say it. There's too much. You've got to chill. do less stuff with your game. And that's the thing with this developer. They're always trying to do way too much. Islands of Insight, they try to do too much. This game, they're trying to do too much. It just needs to stop. You just have to stop doing that. Okay. So this piece got to come out, and now it can't move anywhere else, so that's done. This piece has got to go like so, but it's got to be at least a double. And then this has to at least be a double, so there we go. So that's just got to be a triple. Now this piece here also has got to be blocked there. We've got to have this happen. We can't move that in, so that's just a double. This piece also has to be at least a double. This one is okay to be another single because it is not next to a delta sign. This has to be here. And now this piece right here has only 2 spaces it can take. That is nice and easy. This can't be an elbow, which means this has to be a single piece, because if it is not a single piece, it'll touch this and become an elbow. Therefore, this is here, and then this has to go so it's not part of the same thing, and we're good. Okay. Trying to make sure I don't miss any other like 1s and 2s so I can do this right. These could go together, unfortunately. Range 5 to 8. This will be handy at some point. Okay, these compasses facing each other feel like they could be connected rather easily, because now this compass has 1 cell to the right, this one has 1 to the left. You can just do something like this, and it's fine. These 2 can't connect. How about this? If I don't connect these 2, if I put a wall there, well, now I got an issue, because this has to come up to get out. Well, now I don't have very much left to grab here, you see? And so if this is as far up as I could go, which means I'd have to take this space. All right, so now this guy, in order to get these last 4 cells, in fact, I can't. I have to take that space no matter what. So I got to take that space, which means to get to up here, I got to go all the way around. And then, uh-oh. So these 2, in fact, do go together. Like, this is just a great... Actually, hold on. I need 4 to the right and 4 to the left. It's going to be 8. It's going to be 8. Any cell that isn't just this is going to overload it. Anything is just going to be too much. So 4 to the... It's going to be this. Because if it isn't this, right, I've got to do some weird thing here. That's just not going to happen. Right? If I put a wall there, well, this has to be at least 5. And now, yeah, we're screwed. So that's got to go up. If I put a wall here, we have the same issue. How do I get it there? So I believe we have to do this. But we could just take this way versus here. Not totally sure. Now, do these have a wall? Like, I see how we could with those. I'm not totally sure. These could have walls. If I did this here, this 2 would have to come out, and it wouldn't... Like, if I did this, this 2 now has to go... Yeah, it's way too big. So we'd have to come out again. Yeah, I think these 2 have to go together. And now, because of the range thing, though, I can only add 1 more here. I can only add 1 more there. Actually, is it possible to ever connect these 2? Because this is how it is. Anything else is going to break it. So actually, these probably do. And how does this work? If I connect these, I can only add 1 more here and only add 1 more there. So I can't, yeah, they can't be connected. So how do I get this to happen? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How do I get this to be to the left twice? Huh, this is the tricky part. Because if the range is 4 to 8, we'd be fine. That's 4. But I can't do that. If I put the wall here, like this, great, but now this is trapped. If I connect these, there would be no way to put a wall here, because in order to get a second one, we're just going to overload. So we'd have to do that. But then this would overload. This is fine, that's fine. But you can't have more than that. So it would be a 4, which isn't going to work. Yeah, so these are separate, but now I got to figure out how on earth to do this. Could this be... This could potentially come around like this. That fills that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to guess this is correct simply because I cannot... Yeah, this shape, there's no way to contain it any other way. So now... What else do I say about these? These 5s, if they don't connect... Well, this 3 can't connect to the 5, ever. So this 5 would have to come around this way. If these don't connect. Okay, yeah, I think this breaks the puzzle. They don't connect, and here's why. This 5, obviously, it's not going to fulfill from down here, so it's going to have to come up this way, which means the 3 now has to come this way. This 5 no longer has any cells. So these two go together. And so they both need to add 4 more pieces. That feels like it's going to overload, right? Because I've got 2. I need to add 8 more. Hold on, I can't separate them though. Is there a way these go together? No. There isn't a way that these go together. It might be like this. No, I still need 2 on that side. Is there any other way to do something like this? I don't think so. If I connect these though, how do I make it happen? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, let's say. So we've got now 6 pieces, but then this needs 4 more over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's too big. So and it can't connect there. Like this gives me two cells, but then like this, so it feels like this has to come around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like this, right? But then this stuff here ain't gonna work. Or does it somehow connect to that? 1, 2, 3. How do I... Like, this is fine, but now I have this orphan cell here. Because that's overloaded. I can't seem to do anything else. But I think these have to connect. But then this can't connect. Is there any way for this to... Because it's got to be range 5 to 8. So this ain't going to happen. But it does mean that this would be its own thing. How do I get this to happen better? I could easily do this, right? This is doable. This just kind of feels like I'm futzing around with stuff, you know what I mean? I feel like there's a much better way to do this. Because now these would have to go together, I think. Because if they aren't, there's not enough space, there's not enough cells for it. So something like this, but now what goes there? What goes there? Like this. This doesn't work. Yeah, obviously it's not going to be this. Something here. This isn't going to see enough unless I do that. These three can't go together. Yeah, this if it sees 3 cells and it doesn't see that one, it sees all those. So something is up with this puzzle that I do not understand. Alright, well I know these can't be part of the same, so I guess seeing this, if I were to come around, if I try to come around this one this way, it's not going to work. So this one's got to move up. This one's got to move down then, through here. These here cannot be connected because then they won't be big enough. So these have to go out. How do I get... I can't connect to this because we're definitely going to overload. Connecting to this one, no matter what I would do, would just be too big. It has to connect to this one. Right? Or it doesn't, but then if it doesn't connect to any of those, how do I get it here? I can't bring that down. Right, so these definitely don't connect. If we connected these, we have the same issues before. I need to add 8 more pieces, and I have a minimum here. So this piece, it's not going to get, it can't connect to that. It can't connect here, can it? It could probably connect here. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this could connect here, but then this piece could connect here. This adds the 3, so now I need 1, 2. I just need 3 more pieces here, like this, right? So the trouble is, again, I could do it this way, and I could still do this here. And now this piece, that's as far as I can go. I need 1, 2. I could do it this way, and now I still have the ability. These two would need to go together. What do I do here? It's not going to be that, because it's going to overload, because I can only add 2 more pieces. So these would be the 2. So this here, it just doesn't work with that. This might... No, it's just not enough pieces to go. This one, it's just not enough pieces to the left of this. It needs something over here, but it's just not enough room. Could I do something like this? I would have to figure out a way to not overload here. I was hoping this would give me something, because then I have space to do like 1. Oh no, I still need 2. Still need 2. There's no other way to do this. If these block... Yeah, this is not enough pieces. So if these are together, though... This'll work? No. So this is there, but then this piece doesn't have enough. If I bring this one down, I have to bring both of them. Right? If I connect this way, this is all of it. Then I can't do this because I can't take that piece. Could I take that one? No, that overloads. Could I take this one? This doesn't have enough. Yeah, this just doesn't have enough pieces attached to it. this one here. It just doesn't... If I block... Once again, blocking is tricky. Yeah, something like this ends up... Like, yeah, we just don't have anywhere to put this 3. This 3's got to take 3 of them. And if it doesn't take this one, it's got to take these 3. And then we're in trouble. So these would have to go together. If I take this space, now the trouble is I have to take one more space here, and it would be that. So it would have to not take that space. It would have to take these 2. And now the 5 doesn't have enough spaces over it, unless somehow they all connect. This might do it. No, that actually just does it. There you go. That was a weird one. That's probably pretty good. Oh, fucking finally. It's just, okay, we've done 49 of them. That's just, 49's already a lot of puzzles. It's just a lot. And, like, every area has this many. I've complained, and I will continue, just because, like, I feel like I've been ground down to a fine paste playing this game. And not in a good way. Not in a way like, wow, this game is so hard and it's challenging and I love it. It's like, it's just a slog. It just, at this point, feels like getting up and going to work every day. It's just something I do. And that's unfortunate. This game really should be better than it is. All of the pieces are there to make an amazing game out of this. And these developers literally don't know what to do. It's just unfortunate. Alright, well... Those puzzles on their own were great. That was a great little section, except for the match puzzle. Whoever designed match puzzles should get another job that uses their skills better, such as tax auditor. Anyway, I will see people around in the next one, because I'm going to finish this. As miserable as I will be doing it, I'm going to finish it because I love you. Goodbye.